Hello my friends, Grim here. Thanks for joining me for another D2 Resurrected video, another installment in this little mini-series where we are rolling Runewords. We've done Spirit and Hodo so far, with definitely some great success with Spirit, about average with Hodo, which we'll take, and now we're on to what seems to be a higher risk, higher reward proposition in the form of Call to Arms. So first I'm just going to give you my thoughts on this item generally. There's a couple things I don't like about it. I don't like how ubiquitous it is on swap for the vast majority of meta or endgame builds in this game, just because it reduces build diversity and the uniqueness of the swap mechanic as a whole. I also don't like the micromanagement that it introduces into your play, wherein if you want to be playing optimally and your buffs expire, you kinda gotta swap and recast them and then swap back. That said, it's a super cool item thematically. I love the name, I love the theory behind it, and I also love the kind of high stakes that we're engaging in here when you roll it, because it seems to me that when you're spending Amral, Mal, Ist, Ohm, and you get an average roll on Call to Arms, unlike something with Hodo where they're all pretty sellable, I don't think you're getting anywhere near what you put into this unless you get a great roll. But if you get a great roll, then you are in business, whether you want self-use or trade value out of it. So we are kind of swinging for the fences here. I do think it's also a cool item in terms of just the kind of theme of buffing your whole party. On the other hand, that's another thing I have mixed feelings about, I should say, because it does go some way toward invalidating my very own Oak Sage on Windy Druid, or perhaps even more pertinently, the Barbarian shouts for party play. That said, enough talk about my thoughts on Call to Arms. Let's see what we're gonna roll. Of course, the variables are Enhanced Defense, which does not matter whatsoever unless somehow you are having Call to Arms on your main as a melee character. Much more importantly, you have the three battle skills: Battle Cry, Battle Command, and Battle Orders. Those I mentioned in order of least to most important. Battle Cry you can basically disregard as relevant, at least for my build, unless you're looking for max rolls on everything for pure stylistic supremacy. Battle Command is very nice as well to have a high roll on it, but it's nowhere near as important as Battle Orders, which scales both in power and duration with higher levels, whereas Battle Command scales merely in duration. As you can see here, I kind of made like a budget acquisition, a compromise of my current Call to Arms, where I went low on the Battle Command but high on the Battle Orders. They can both roll up to 6. Battle Command goes from 2 to 6, so I got the lowest roll of 2, but Battle Orders, which determines value mostly and power mostly, goes from 1 to 6, and I got 5. So a 5 BO Call to Arms was kind of my minimum threshold that I wanted. I did achieve it. I got this for 5 Ist, so as you can see, even a high Battle Orders, a very high Battle Orders, it's not even just one above average, roll, I was able to get for 5 Ist, when you're putting Amral, Mal, Ist, Ohm plus a base into it. So basically we're looking for something with equivalent Battle Orders here and higher Battle Command, or indeed, of course, swinging for the fences with +6 BO. Let's see what we can do. We've got 2 Crystal Swords for bases. You can make this in flails, you can make it in Etanaxes. Personally, I think Crystal Sword is really cool, and it's also the most visually distinct from the flail that I use for Hoto, so that's what we're rocking here. One is a plain 5 socket, one's got a little more style, but no real more functionality, with maximum durability increase of 10%. Enough said about the bases, let's slot some runes into them. We're looking for Am, Ral, Mal, Ist, Ohm. Am, Ral, Mal, Ist, come on, Ohm. What did we get? 3 across the board, below average. Again, Battle Orders being the big determining factor. That is a bit below average, but we got 3 to Battle Orders, 3 to Battle Command, 3 to Battle Cry, above average enhanced damage rating, but above all, overall I should say, a bit of a disappointment, but that's okay, we're just getting warmed up. We've got the superior base here. Let's give it another crack. Am, Ral, Mal, Ist, come on, Ohm, let's go. 6 to battle command? No! It's supposed to be 6 to battle orders! You were the chosen one! You've betrayed me. Okay. And a 1 to battle cry, insult to injury. So, we used up all our good luck with the spirit rolls, and we whiffed big time, I would say, on these calls to arms. I'm going to be lucky to get probably a third of the value of the runes and the bases combined for these two. I'm going to be lucky to get a third, just off the cuff impression here. But hey, if I ever get sick of battle command expiring before my battle orders, I could always use this one. Not going to happen, though. So, this is a lesson. Let this be a lesson to you. Don't do what I did. Just spend your 5S to buy a decent call to arms and use all of these other runes for various other things. That said, obviously, if you get that perfect 6/6 roll, then you basically have the world as your oyster, right? So it was not to be for us this time. I hope you got some entertainment out of this anyway, and I will see you for another Runeword roll in the very near future. Thank you, as always, for hanging out, and I'll talk to you soon.